Okay, let's dive in. Imagine taking 8 Bible verses, seemingly random, maybe pulled from notes or research articles, and finding they actually map out this single, really coherent, groundbreaking idea.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing today. We're revealing what's called the Substantive Agency Model.
And what I find really fascinating is how this model came about.
Right, the method.
Exactly. It was built only from the Bible, including, texts like the Book of Enoch, which gives some unique context for ancient thought.
Okay.
And crucially, using specific older translations like Charles Thomson's from 1808 and Young's literal translation from 1862.
Why those specifically?
To sort of bypass centuries of later interpretation, get closer to the original sense, no external experts, no preconceived philosophical frameworks imposed on it, just the text.
So this deep dive is basically a shortcut for you, the listener, to get your head around divine agency, which is, the ultimate, the principle working through chosen representatives, the agents.
And it unlocks this really interesting ancient Hebrew idea called substantive derivation. It's key.
Okay, let's start at the beginning then. Where does this model kick off?
It starts with God's own claim, a foundational claim of ownership.
Which is in Exodus.
Exodus 13.2, yeah. Every firstborn is mine. Simple statement, but huge implication.
Not just a rule about firstborn sons then.
Not at all. In that ancient Hebrew mindset, the firstborn isn't just first in line, it's a unique kind of representative.
How so?
Deeply connected to the Father, sharing the Father's very substance. Think of it like a branch that's part of the tree. It's distinct, but it is the tree in essence.
Okay, I see. So it's about shared nature, not just sequence.
Precisely. And understanding that helps you grasp substantive derivation without needing, say, Greek philosophy to explain it later on.
Got it. So with that idea of the firstborn as a unique, substantively linked representative, how does God actually use messengers?
Well, there's a progression. If you look at 2 Chronicles 5.5, you see priests. They function as a group, handling rituals, ceremonies.
Right, collective representation.
But then you get this promise in Acts 3.22 of a prophet, like me, a single agent.
Like Moses.
Like Moses.
Yeah.
An individual agent with absolute delegated authority, speaking God's word directly. That's a shift from the collective priests.
A very significant shift.
It is. And it points to something important about, human limitations. Isaiah 2.22 gives this warning. It says, "Cease for you from man, whose breath is in his nostrils."
Basically, don't rely on mere human power. It's fragile.
Exactly. But then you also see in 2 Samuel 23, these mighty men. They have power, sure, but verse 29 clarifies their power was given by their king.
Ah, so even the mightiest humans have derived authority.
Right. Which implies that the perfect agent, the ultimate representative, must draw power from an even higher non-human source, the ultimate principle.
Okay, that leads to a problem, though, doesn't it? If human effort isn't enough.
Big problem. Romans 3.20 hits it head on. By works of law, no flesh shall be declared righteous. The law is good, it shows us what sin is, but it doesn't actually make anyone righteous before God.
So the law reveals the problem, but isn't the solution itself?
Correct.
So what is the solution presented by this agent model? If rules don't work, what does?
Something radical. Look at Luke 15.2. It says, "Of the agent, Jesus, he doth receive sinners and doth eat with them."
Which at the time was scandalous.
Yeah.
Completely against the purity rules and social norms.
Absolutely. It showed a completely different approach, not separation, but association to bring about change.
And the result of this radical association
is a new kind of righteousness. Philippians 1.11 calls it the fruit of righteousness. And crucially, it specifies this fruit grows through Jesus Christ, the agent.
Okay, through the agent.
But then it finishes by saying this righteousness is to the glory and praise of God, the principle.
Ah, so the agent enables it, but the ultimate credit goes back to the source, the principle.
It's a very clear flow of action and attribution, beautifully structured.
Okay, this is where it gets really fascinating for me. You mentioned this connects to an ancient Hebrew legal idea.
Yes, Shaliak. It's a principle from Hebrew law. The core idea is often summarized as a person's agent is regarded as the person himself.
Wow. So what does that mean in this divine agency context?
It means the agent, the son, acts with the principle's, the father's complete authority. Whatever the agent does, it's as if the principle did it.
Okay.
But, and this is key, they remain distinct. The agent isn't the principle. The Father is the principle, the ultimate source, uniquely identified as YHWH, that specific covenant name for God in Isaiah 45.5.
Only the Father is YHWH in that ultimate sense.
In this model, yes. The Son, as the agent, is understood as substantively derived from the Father. Hebrews 1.3 points to this, describing the Son as the express image of his person, sharing the Father's spiritual substance.
So derived, sharing substance, but distinct. This maintains a hierarchy.
Exactly. It keeps the Father as the ultimate source and authority, distinct from some later doctrines that emphasize co-equality in a way that might blur that line.
And the Son's authority, that exousia, the Greek word.
Right, exousia, delegated power or authority. It's consistently described as given by the Father. You see it in John 5.19, the Son can do nothing of himself. In Matthew 28.18, all authority has been given to me.
Given by the Father.
Yes. So when the Son says in John 10.30, I and the Father are one, it's understood in this framework as unity of purpose, will, and action, flowing from that shared substance and delegated authority, not necessarily an identity of being in the way some later theology framed it.
One in mission, one in substance, but distinct roles of principle and agent.
Precisely. And the ultimate confirmation of this structure, you could say, is found in 1 Corinthians 15, verses 24 to 28.
What does that passage show?
It describes the end point. The Son, the agent, after completing his mission, delivers the kingdom to God, even the Father. He puts everything under the Father's feet.
So the agent hands back the authority.
Yes. And then it says the Son himself will become subjected to the Father, so that the Father, the principal, can be all in all. It shows the completion of the agency, with all authority returning perfectly to its ultimate source.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for someone listening? Why does this substantive agency model matter?
Well, I think it shows how these verses, which you might read in isolation, actually weave together into this really elegant, purposeful, divine structure. It wasn't random.
Yeah, connects the dots.
It does. And it offers a way to understand God, Father, and Son that's powerfully grounded in the Bible itself, using these ancient Hebrew concepts like shaliach and substantive derivation.
And it potentially resolves some long-standing theological tensions.
I think it does, by honoring both the Son's divinity and shared substance with the Father, and the Father's unique position as the ultimate principle or source. It avoids some later philosophical problem.
It really paints a picture of a system perfectly designed to reveal the Father, his nature, his will, his glory through his chosen agent.
That's the core of it.
So here's something to think about. How might understanding this specific relationship, principle and agent, viewed through that ancient lens of shaliach, where the agent acts as the principle, how might that change how you view authority and representation? Not just in theology, but maybe in other areas of life too, ancient or modern. Just something to consider.